Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 21 of our Dark Souls 3 Pyro run. Drawing this mostly to a close now before we peel off into the two DLCs, Ashes of Arundel and the Ring City. Both blind runs for us, so they should be quite interesting. As we've been going through in the main game with the Pyro, I've also been running side by side with this, unfortunately not on Twitch, a Dexterity and a Strength build, so we've got some options for when we take on the DLC, but I'd like to run it completely through the Pyro, because we're kind of getting used to playing with this guy now. Last episode we found Archdragon Peak, and we have found the Nameless King. He has kicked us down off the peak so many times, but we're coming back for a little bit more this time. Hopefully if we can take him out, we'll be able to start to peel off into the DLC with the Ashes of Arundel portal that we found fairly early on in the run, I think just as we got to the Cathedral of the Deep. So without further ado, let's go and see if we can take this guy out. We had quite a lot of success yesterday with the very first phase of the boss, which is the Dragon, the Storm Rider, King of the Storm, whatever they want to call him. Where we didn't fare so well is our timing with the spear attacks on the boss was pretty poor in the second round against the Nameless King himself. So hopefully we can do a little better today. So without further ado, let's crack on. Oh dear, so warm up round for us there, not done too well. We couldn't just get under him, I think there, we need to kind of get under the head so that the Nameless King doesn't get a chance to smack us down. Luckily for us, it is a fairly short run back into the boss. He doesn't like the Black Fire Orb, it works quite well against him. We managed to stagger him twice yesterday and get some visceral attacks going, so hopefully we'll be able to do that again today. Without further ado, again, let's try again. The hardest thing in this fight, I think, is positioning. It might be easier with something like a bow. The fireballs are just simply not fast enough. We haven't hit him yet with this. It's not particularly going very well. In fact, we'll just hit him with the axe once or twice. Let's get out of there. Oh no! Distance-wise, we're getting absolutely stomped by that fire. Just dodge that one. Thought I'd dodge that one as well, obviously not. That was pretty awful. The camera on this fight is particularly difficult. In some ways, the second half of the fight should be easier if we can get the timing right. Not sure, given the amount of lightning being thrown around, whether we should be looking at some sort of lightning defence for this. Let's see how we get on the next few attempts, if there are that many, and if there are, we might swap out to a lightning sort of defence. Just drop a bit of health back on there. So a bit of a problem there, we did a jump instead of a roll, and we don't get the ice, so that's taken us out again. Weirdly enough, yesterday I don't think we had a single fight where we didn't get through the original boss phase, and not fairly well either. So just sod's law that today we're just not getting there. The fireball is pretty slow though. Chaos Bed Vestiges fires faster, but it does use a hell of a lot more magic. Oof, well, we were doing alright there. Managed to get a couple of good shots off. We did waste quite a few near the start though. That lightning attack, we really do need to be fairly high on health when that hits. If it hits. The rolling is slightly delayed as per usual. You've really got to wait for the swing, and if your timing's not good, you're pretty much dead anyway, so... Quite a difficult boss, I think, mainly because the first stage is also hard. The second stage is also hard. That does mean that we're wasting a lot of Estus on the first run. Oops, ran toward the fire there. Quite a few misses there, frustratingly. Down to 4 Estus flasks. We really need to get a bit better with the shots here. I think I'm going to change to bed vestiges just because of how fast it fires. It might put us in a better position. There's no arc on it. It just hits dead up. It does mean, however, that we're going to have to watch our Estus usage, so let's keep an eye on that. Here it comes. Okay, so the visceral working quite well there. A couple of headshots on him with the fireball. That does work a lot better. It just fires so much faster. Now the challenge is this guy. Oh dear. We've been hit with that twice now, that's awful. Our rolling tactics there are just terrible. We do, however, know now that the flames are just no good with him. On the second phase we have to go to the black fire, so that's saved us another hit. So let's change back to the Chaos Bed Vestiges and take out the dragon, which I think worked quite well that time. It fires on much faster rate. Interesting to see what happens when we get a plus Sage Ring on the new game playthrough if we do that, and see how fast that actually works. Now, what's also crap is we're missing the Fire Clutch Ring because we accidentally sold it, and there's no buyback, which is a bit annoying because we really use it. That's a new attack to start off with. Absolutely smashed down there. Stay away from him while he's like this, unless he's actually stuck there, which I don't think he is. So he just went absolutely bonkers there. We lost the camera and that just spelled death, I think. reach on it is just devastating. Oh my god, how tense was that? I almost pressed the roll button just at the time it hit us. I think if we'd have got past that, it still would have been quite difficult, but we did quite well there. Timing's getting better, tactics getting slightly better. Still got to judge the fire orb distance slightly better. The black fire orb distance is not as far as the normal fire orb, but we don't have a choice here if we want the big damage. And I think we do want the big damage. We're going to have to get rid of him as fast as possible. That was awful. After we missed the visceral attack, it was going downhill from there. The secondary explosion kills us, oh my god. It's definitely delaying the roll until those spears actually swing. Well, that was an excellent phase 1, so I expect phase 2 to be awful now. The roll, just couldn't get the roll away there. After such a good first phase as well. Big style this time. Ember up, stamina up, we're going for it. Not like that, we're not. That was just a waste of an ember. That was awful. must have counted as a counter hit because we lost our entire life bar in one smack. Okay, managed to pop the Estus Flask first, so let's see what that does for us. As soon as he's drawing that spear back, I'm rolling. Something inside me says, roll, roll. Problem is you can't roll immediately. You have to wait until he swings it. And that's put him away. Lots of tension. A bit nervous on that one, but managed to close it out. That was a hard fight. Timing, absolutely everything there. His damage output is just so high and his reach is so far. Weirdly enough, I would have thought the flames would have flown a bit further, but no, we're still inside his spear range nearly most of the time when we're throwing that. So it's learn his pattern, take your time, just be calm. The more you stress about it, the more you're going to die because you're rolling too early. But a victory is a victory. So we got the soul of the Nameless King and 80,000, which is great. Let's just see what these items are around here. Seem to be one or two. Titanite slab. I think you deserve that for beating this guy. Okay, so there's not much around here. The Titanite slab, absolutely great to pick up because that allows us to take another weapon to the top level. As I said previously, I might end up leveling up some of the miracles. Alright, so that's where that leads. We're not going there yet. Oh, another item here we've missed. The Dragon Slayer kit, which is obviously what he was wearing, I'm expecting. We can try it on. We'll be over encumbered though. Let's just have a quick look. Equipment. Dragon Slayer helm. Dragon Slayer armor. Dragon Slayer. And hopefully we look badass. Yeah, absolutely badass. Problem with this is, how light is it? Yeah, we're completely fat rolling now, which means it's going to be fairly useless to our guy. I'm interested in the prayer set though. It does look like it might be good. So the Sorcerer's Hood. There's a prayer hood somewhere. There we go. Prayer hood. Pyromancer garb. What's the robe of prayer? There we go. Pyromancer's wraps. We look like a dark Jedi now. Let's go back to our old stuff. Okay, so that closes out the Nameless King. We have a bit of a quandary now, which is, do we go straight into the Ashes of Arundel with this character? I think we probably will. Although what I'll probably do is let's just tidy up some of his stats first, make sure we've got the next level taken.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well, then take Nari.
Okay, so we have 135,000, so we need 64 to take another level. So it would make sense for us to put one in. Let's put one in Vigor and one in Endurance. I think overall I'd like to get Endurance to 20, Vigor to 30. I think that would round us out about 125 for the lot if my calculations are correct, and that should see us an absolute formidable fighting force. Any points after that might be worth just popping in Strength for the weapon requirements. We've got a possibility then we could potentially swap out the axe for something that does a little bit more damage, or even just a bigger axe.
Farewell, Ashen.
So we bought all the items off Irina down here, who seems to have disappeared. Excellent. So hopefully that's progressed her story a little bit. Let's see if we can find out where she's gone. I'm not sure why this happens, but it won't let us go outside. I do find that sometimes if we just look away from it for a minute and then look back, it pops in. Maybe it's something to do with loading zones. Maybe not. It seems to work better up here, and then we can just drop down the outside. See, it's already loaded in. We can already drop down the outside. So if she has gone missing, the question is where has she gone? Because Morn, I think that's the guy's name with a large axe, he's still inside.
Oh, let souls be yours.
So Arena now allows us to level up. So I'm guessing she's become a firekeeper. Great, so that's progressed her a little bit further. Let's just check items. We might get another level out of these guys. Maybe not. Maybe. Inventory. I think we've only got smaller ones left now. Use. So if we're shy here, we're probably shy by about 1,000, which is unfortunate. We can kill these guys down here, I think, but I don't think we'll get 1,000 out of it. It's going to take us a long time to grind 1,000 out of these guys. Where's the firekeeper? Let's just double check.
Welcome home, must be. Very well, then take no.
And what's she got to say? So yeah, we need another 1,000. Let's see if we can sell anything.
Farewell, Ashen.
Ah, how gracious. Let I only.
No duplicates in that set. So there's a duplicate there. Cathedral Knight, that's going to get us 200. Silver Knight's going to get us another 5. Nothing on there. So we've got another Silver Knight duplication. So that should...
Ashen one. Be sure.
That should give us just enough for that level.
Welcome home, Ashen. Speak. Very well. Then touch take none.
Oh, we're like 20 off. So let's just...
Farewell.
We can peg it outside here. Now, we just come through that door and it's got a fog on it again. I have no idea why it's happening. And this one. And now we can walk through with no idea why that's happening. We didn't reset the area by sitting at the bonfire, so everything's still alive, everything's still dead. Let's just grab those two, and we'll run through to the other side of here, because we know there's a guy stood at the gate. Once we've got that, we'll head back to Firelink, grab a quick level, and then I think we're going to close that episode out, so that we can start out on the new DLC episodes for the Ashes of Arundel. Not sure whether it's faster to walk back or not, but we'll run back anyway.
Welcome home. Speak. Very well. Then touch take none.
We have no dark sigil.
Farewell, Ashen Lace that.
Okay, so that leaves us with one boss left, which is the final boss, I think, after we've given the Cinders of the Lord to the chairs. That should take us on to the final boss. But we've opened up the Ashes of Arundel earlier at the Cathedral of the Deep, and that gives us an option now to start running that area. We will continue on with the Pyro. I think that's a good choice to keep going. We're getting kind of used to exactly what's going on. So in our next episode, we'll be kicking off episode 1, or what is in fact 21, I think, of the Ashes of Arundel. I've never run this area before with Pyro or at all, so it should be quite interesting to see what's coming. I know we investigated this snowfield for 2 minutes when we first opened it up, but obviously everything there was much higher level than we were. If you're joining me on YouTube and you're liking the series, please drop us a like, it does help massively. And if you're joining us on Twitch, please hit that follow button and keep coming back for more episodes as we try and run through both DLCs with our Pyromancer. Thanks for joining me, thanks for the interaction, and I'll see you next time.